Welcome. Thanks for checking out the ZenMaid demo. In the following presentation, you're going to see the ways in which ZenMaid helps thousands of maid service owners just like you on a daily basis. We're going to show you all of the various calendar views that we have, all of the communications that we help you with, payroll, invoicing, all of that good stuff. So I think you're going to be really excited after watching this presentation. If you're not familiar with me from some of our emails or our Facebook community or anywhere else on the internet, my name is Amar Ghosh. I'm the CEO and co-founder here at ZenMaid. And for the past 11 years, I've been dedicating my life along with our amazing team here at ZenMaid to helping maid service owners just like you. So even though we're 11 years in, we're still making updates to the software on a daily or weekly basis, pushing big new features, making improvements based on your feedback. So I'm really excited for you to check out the following demo of the software, whether you're coming over from another software, whether you're using pen and paper or Google Calendar, or whether you're just getting started on this amazing journey as a maid service owner. So I hope you enjoy, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. You can contact us at support@zenmaid.com. Thanks. We're going to start the demo by showing you the action that you're going to be taking most often in ZenMaid. And by that, I, of course, mean creating a recurring service for every time that you sign up a new client. Before we jump into that, though, I wanted to show you a couple of resources that you have available to you as a new ZenMaid user that will help you in case you get stuck at any point along the process, or if there's anything that you see in this video that you're confused about or have questions about, or anything along those lines. So first up is we have the ZenMaid knowledge base. This is at answers.zenmaid.com. You can come here and you can search for information about any of ZenMaid's features that you see inside the software. You'll also notice there's a chat bubble here in the bottom right-hand side. That chat bubble is going to show up on every single page inside your actual software, and it gives you direct access to the ZenMaid support team in case you need any help. So you can contact us, or you can come directly to this knowledge base to find the answers that you need. Next up, we have zenmaid.com/features. This is our feature request board and also our product roadmap. So on this page, you can put in your own requests or suggestions for new features in ZenMaid, or you can vote on existing features, or not existing features, but vote on existing requests that other maid service owners just like you have requested. So in this instance, we see that the top two requests on the page are checklists per customers, which are actually coming later this year, and allowing owners to add and edit appointments on the ZenMaid mobile app. So owners can already add appointments on there, and editing appointments are actually going to be out next month at the time of recording. So that's actually coming soon. And you can see a bunch of other requests that have come in from other customers just like you. Next up, we have the ZenMaid Inner Circle. This is our private Facebook group that's only for ZenMaid users and ZenMaid clients. So you can come here and you can ask questions in a little bit more of a private environment than some of the other maid service groups that you might already be a part of in Facebook. We also have the ZenMaid Mastermind, which is our bigger group that you can ask more general questions to. This has almost 8,000 members in it that we've been running for 7 or 8 years now. So I highly encourage you guys to come and to check this out, whether or not you end up becoming a ZenMaid user. And then the last two things that I just had wanted to mention quickly before we moved on was that ZenMaid now connects with over 5,000 apps. So whatever other apps that you're using to run your maid service, ZenMaid can likely connect to via a software called Zapier. And finally, the last point is ZenMaid does have mobile apps, as were alluded to on the feedback board. And those mobile apps are available to both you and to your cleaners in the Apple App Store and on Google in the Play Store. We're not going to be showing those off too much on today's demo, but you can go in and check out user demos of those yourself. And they're very, very helpful and really bring this system in together. So I'm going to talk about them throughout this demo, but you're not going to see them on screen, unfortunately. All right, so now that's out of the way. Now you know where to get all of the help that you need. If you ever run into any problems with ZenMaid, I'm going to show you the most common action that you're going to be taking inside the software on a daily or weekly basis. And that's going to be creating an appointment. So let's say that I call your maid service and I want to book an appointment for Tuesday from, let's say, 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. So all that you do is you're just going to click and drag right here. And then if the client is already in the system, you're just going to search them quickly. So if I type in my name, you can see that we have a Margot example appointment right here that I can just click on. And then, of course, you can create a new customer here or here if this is a brand new customer that is calling you. So as soon as I click on my name, it fills out all of the details that are already in the ZenMaid system. So ZenMaid functions as a CRM for your maid service in addition to scheduling software. You can see all of my previous details by just clicking here. A little pop-up will occur on the side, and then you can select the date. You can adjust the time in case you misclicked. And let's make this a recurring service. So we'll do this every week on Tuesday mornings from 7:30 to 9 a.m. You can change the address if you need to, if that is no longer correct. And then if you have cleaners that you are going to assign, you can go ahead and assign any of the cleaners that you would like to this appointment. This account is set up to work in teams. So if I click on the orange team, it will assign the two people that are on the orange team. You can see that's why the colors are off here, because it's colored by teams, which you'll see on the calendar in just a second. But it will automatically assign the people from the orange team to this appointment. And then all you're going to do is click on assign cleaners. You can also see here that it shows you all of the appointments. So if you try to assign a cleaner to an appointment at a time that the cleaner is not available, ZenMaid will actually warn you, which will make you or your office manager's life easier, so you guys don't get any double bookings and don't end up with any angry clients. So I'm just going to click on assign cleaners here. You can now see it's assigned to Team Orange with the specific cleaners that are assigned there. You then have the ability to add in appointment notes for any for anything that you want your cleaners to be aware of. You can also fill out the custom fields that are down here. So this is where you can have more specific information that if you want every house to have, for example, a reason to skip or a payment method, or if your specific area happens to have a lot of basements in the houses, you might want to have basement details here that you just want to have a more specific field than just the general notes that we offer. You can add those in as custom fields. So you just go through and fill all of this out quickly. And then you can add in work items, which are essentially just any additional thing that you are adding on to the service. And you have the option to assign a price to those options. And then finally, in the billing section, you can just set the price before taxes, and you can mark whether it's being paid and then whether you want ZenMaid to automatically estimate what that price should be. So for this, let's just say it's going to be $150 and that it's already been paid. When I click on the save button right here, you're going to see the appointment pop up here. In the background, I'm just going to close this quickly. In the background, you're going to see that the appointment for me, Amar Ghosh, has now populated on the calendar. It's already colored orange because it's assigned to the orange team. And you can see up at the top that the calendar is being colored by team. And then if we skip to the following Tuesday on the 25th, you see the same appointment exists right here. And the same thing for all appointments moving forward. I just click on today to come back to today's appointment. And that is all that you have to do to create a recurring service in ZenMaid. Now you don't have to worry about remembering any of the details or anything along those lines. It's that simple. But what we've realized from 10 years in business at ZenMaid is that every single person has to know where they have to be and when. That's the basic requirement of running a maid service like the ones that we do. So the real magic in ZenMaid is what happens now that you have hit the save button and that you have created this appointment. So what is going to happen now is when you create that appointment, you're going to be given the option to send a confirmation message to your your clients and to your cleaners. So you can immediately notify your cleaners that you've added a new appointment to their schedule in case they want to take a look at those details in advance or just check what's coming up on the calendar. Similarly, you can confirm that you took down all of the right details over the phone, or just that you booked the appointment properly with the client if you want to. So then when the appointment is coming up, you have the ability to send multiple reminders. You can send one email reminder and you can send one SMS reminder to your clients. So Courtney Wisely, for example, who ran Magic Maids in St. Louis or near St. Louis, what she did with this feature was, because her cancellation policy was 48 hours in advance, she would send an email reminder to her clients 3 days ahead of time using ZenMaid automatically, so that her clients had a 24-hour grace period to let her know if they needed to cancel or reschedule for any reason. Then 24 hours before the appointment, she would use ZenMaid to automatically send an SMS reminder to the client, and doing this drastically cut down on her no-shows. At the same time, as the appointment approaches, you also need to remind your actual cleaners of the details that they need to perform when they are at the cleaning. So ZenMaid allows you to easily share this information with those cleaners by just creating the appointment. Depending on the settings that you have set up, you can have the work order details sent to them by email in full detail. You can have an SMS reminder that's a little bit shorter, but reminds them of the upcoming appointment that can be sent to your cleaners. And of course, ZenMaid offers the best in the industry mobile apps that are designed specifically with your cleaners in mind. And of course, you guys as the owners are going to love them as well. But your cleaners can go in and they can see what the details of the appointment are. With one click of a button, they can open up into Google Maps or Apple Maps and navigate to the appointment. We've even added in a shot that we pull off of, I believe it's Google Maps or maybe it's Zillow, of the actual home based on the address, so they can recognize it from Street View when they're pulling up. So at that point, that's when you have the big day, the cleaning. That's when your team goes in and will leave your client with a clean, sparkling home. And hopefully you're getting a 5-star review after that. Everyone's happy. You guys are collecting a big tip, all of that jazz. So that's, of course, your job. That's the one place that ZenMaid can't step in to help. But after that experience, ZenMaid can come in and we can send an automatic follow-up email to your client. We can also do that by text. That's not live yet, but is coming very, very soon. And that will help you to get more reviews online, to get more referrals, to find out quickly if there was an issue at the actual appointment. And those follow-ups can be sent to send the same day, or they can be sent up to a week later. That's entirely up to you. So now that the cleaning is done and you've got the follow-up on the way, you can also collect payment with just a few clicks on ZenMaid. So whether that's sending an invoice, you can bulk invoice through ZenMaid, which I'll show you how to do here in just a couple of minutes. And you can also just bulk charge the credit cards if you'd prefer to do that. That a lot of our clients don't actually invoice their cleaning clients. Instead, they just charge the cards. Some people charge the day of the appointment, some people charge after, but ZenMaid makes it easy for you guys to remain in control of your cash flows. And then the last communication that I wanted to touch on quickly is the comeback email, which if you have someone that books with you either as a one-time cleaning or as a recurring cleaning that then cancels their service, ZenMaid can actually send an automatic email anywhere from 2 to 8 weeks after the person's last cleaning, offering them essentially a reason to come back. You can offer them a small loyalty discount or a returning customer discount. You can ask them like why they essentially left. There's a variety of things that ZenMaid users do with this email, but it can be a really, really powerful one when used properly. So now that we've gone through and covered how to easily set up your recurring appointments and how to create your schedule in ZenMaid, and then all of the amazing communications that happen after you've done that, now we're going to go into a little bit more detail into how to actually use the different sections of the software and why you might want to poke around each. So first up, we have the ZenMaid Dashboard. This is what you're going to see every day when you log in, whether you're logging in on your computer or whether you're logging in on the ZenMaid mobile apps. The idea to this page is to just give you a snapshot of what's going on in your business today and in general. So you can see on the screen what's the information that's provided here. We tell you the number of recurring customers. That's always going to be kind of what you're optimizing for, that you want to see growing over time. We show you your forecast revenue for the month. So that's just based on the appointments that you already have on the schedule that are not canceled or inactive. It'll just tell you how much money you're expecting to make this month. On the top right, you can see how many leads you've brought in through the ZenMaid instant booking form, which I'll be talking about a little bit more here. And then you can see the actual revenue this month on a little graph here that will fill itself out kind of as the month goes further and further. And then you've got the number of leads generated and the number of recent unpaid appointments. Each one of these, you can click on the icon to see a bit more information. And then on the right side, you have today's appointments, which is just a little list view of the different things that you essentially have going on today. So the page that we're looking at right now, this is the ZenMaid Dashboard. This is the first page that you're going to see when you log into the software, whether that's from your computer or whether it is on your phone. So you can see all of the information that's here. The idea is to just give you a snapshot of what's going on in your business from a numbers wise for the month, as well as what's going on actually in the maid service today, like right now. So on the bottom right-hand side, you can see all of today's appointments to just quickly know what's happening. You also are tracking your recurring customers up at the top, which is a very, very important number to be keeping an eye on. Of course, you want to see that going up every single month. And then you can see the actual revenue on the graph with the amount of money that you have collected to date for the month. And we also forecast your revenue for the month as well, based on the appointments that are already on your schedule. In the top right, you've got booking form leads. We're going to talk about the ZenMaid booking forms and why you guys should be using those here soon. And then down at the bottom, you've got unpaid appointments in case you need to be chasing anyone for money, and you have leads generated. So on all of these, if you click on the little icons, it'll take you to somewhere else in the software to find more information about this. So this is one of the favorite additions that we've made to the software recently. So next up, I want to show you guys the different calendar views that ZenMaid offers. So we have the default calendar view that actually has 3 different variations that I'm about to show you. We have the list view, the dispatch view, that's for weekly scheduling. We have the horizontal dispatch view, the vertical dispatch view, and the map view, which is currently in beta. So why do we have so many views? Well, the answer to that is that most of ZenMaid's clients are going to have one view that they strongly prefer. For a lot of people, it is the day view of the calendar that we are looking at right now. Some people prefer the week view, some people prefer the month view, but generally everyone has one go-to scheduling view that they love. So whatever that might be for you, it might be dependent on what you're used to previously. It might be something new and cool in ZenMaid that you find that you've never seen before that just helps you to visualize your calendar and your schedule. Everyone has their number one, but that number one view is usually only going to work about 80% of the time. There's always going to be different situations that are going to pop up day to day while you're running your cleaning business that are going to require you to just figure out information that isn't easy to access through your preferred calendar view. And that's where all of the other ones come in. So as an example here, if I need to move an appointment, so we gave the example of me scheduling an appointment earlier. Let's say I call back 20 minutes later and go, hey, I need to actually push back half an hour. I'm running late getting my kids to school. All I have to do is drag and drop here. And you can see with the pop-up that shows up, it gives you all of the information. It confirms what the current time is on the schedule and what you're looking to change it to. And you can even see that we warn you that this reschedule will impact the cleaners, right? That both of the cleaners are now going to get double booked because I've dragged it to this time. And then we can automatically recalculate what is owed if you've changed the amount of time. If I call in and go, hey, actually, I need 2.5 hours today. My kid just spilled a bunch of stuff, whatever it might be. And then very importantly, for scheduling management, down at the bottom, you can decide whether you want to change only this appointment or this appointment and all all appointments moving forward in the future. So that's a really, really important one to just keep everything clean. So if I click on save, it's going to move just this appointment. You can see that it saves instantly. And to then just show you a couple more things that you can do from any of the calendar views is if you click on the appointment and open it up, you can take a look at that, and you can take a look at all of my my details as a client here that you can just click and open very quickly without ever having to leave the calendar, or you can open up the full profile if you would prefer to see that. You can open up in Maps, that if I just click here, it'll open up and it'll show me exactly where this is on Google Calendar, and that works from any device, from your phone, Android, iPhone, or from your computer. Of course, it's easy to quickly reassign your cleaners in case you just have a quick change and somebody's absent for the day. You can just go ahead and with a couple clicks of a button, reassign the team or reassign the cleaners, as well as adjust your billing down here. So this is going to be very similar to the create appointment thing that I was showing you earlier. And the last thing is you can change the status on the appointment if you want to make it standby, if you want to bump an appointment, if you want to mark it as canceled because the client called in. If you guys get a lockout, a lot of people like to track that information. So there's a variety of things that you can do here. Other thing to just note quickly is up at the top, you've got tasks. So if you wanted to track anything and create your own little to-do list that's directly inside ZenMaid, we have here a follow-up with one of our clients about their Friday appointment because today is Tuesday. On Fridays, there's a reminder in this account to run payroll every single week. Also, just to quickly touch on, you can filter everything on the calendar if you don't want to see all of your appointments, as well as coloring all of your appointments by cleaner, by team, by status, by recurrence, if you want to see all of your weeklies as green, for example. And you can even color by paid or unpaid in case you're looking to be collecting some money that you haven't gotten already. So I touched on that earlier. This calendar that we're looking at now is colored by teams. You also have a variety of options on the actions menu in the top right that you'll find on all of the calendar views. So you can quickly create an appointment, create a task. You can mark clock ins and clock outs in case you're manually tracking those and your cleaners texted you with those numbers. You can send out work orders in bulk. You can generate route sheets to either send or to print. These are a PDF form. You can check on all of the emails and texts, so all of the communications that I showed in the previous section. You can view metrics, and you can both import appointments and you can export appointments and a variety of data. So that's everything that you can do from the calendar. But now what I want to show you are all of the other calendar views and why a lot of our maid services will prefer one over the other. So again, it's all personal preference, but I just want to make sure you know all of the different ways that we help you with this scheduling. So if you're looking at this and thinking that the weekly view might be a bit convoluted, you might enjoy the day view that I've already shown for the day-to-day nitty-gritty, or if you're looking for a higher level sort of zoom out kind of view, the monthly view is strongly preferred by a lot of our bigger clients because it presents all of the appointments in almost a list type view, which we also have and are going to get into in just a minute. But this is a nice way for you to see all of your appointments in one place, to see a week at a time, and to have a grid that you can kind of get an idea for the entire schedule. You can color code things to see who's overwhelmed and stuff like that. So this is also a strongly preferred view by some. Next up, I'm going to show the list view quickly. So here you can see a list of all of your appointments in chronological order. Like every other view, you can set filters, although as you can tell, it's not color coded. This view is used by a lot of our clients because what you can do is you can check multiple of the appointments, and then using the bulk actions here in the top right, you can mark all of your appointments as completed for the day, as canceled, or at the end of the day, you can go, these are the 3 people that locked us out. You also have the ability to charge credit cards. This is a test account or a demo account that I'm using, so that's not fully set up, but you can, with one click of a button after confirming the amounts, charge all of the credit cards of your clients. And coming soon, you'll be able to actually generate invoices for all of your clients with just one click of a button. You'll be able to generate 5, 10 invoices to essentially close out your day. You can also mark appointments as paid or as unpaid, and you can delete appointments depending on what you want to do. So this is a view that almost everyone uses for the bulk actions. Next up, we have the dispatch view. This is going to be where you're going to see almost like a dispatch board, like an old school dispatch board. You can see all of your cleaners on the left side and then where they have appointments throughout the day. Like the rest of the views, you can drag and drop these appointments to anywhere that they need to go, including shuffling them around. So when you have a last minute call out or two of your team members fall sick, they get each other sick or whatever it might be, this is one of the preferred views because not only can you drag and drop the appointments to change the times, but you can also drag around your assignments and make sure that all of your clients are properly covered, have the right people going to the right place at the right time. So you can see that this is a horizontal view. We also have a vertical dispatch view, which some of our clients prefer. It just depends on, again, how you visualize your schedule in your head and what you like to use. But this view offers the exact same benefits as the previous view. It's just shown a little bit differently, gives some people a better idea of what's actually going on, timelines, and etc. And then finally, on that note, is we have the full weekly dispatch view. This allows you to actually drag appointments around from day to day, including reassigning them. So this is another view that's popular with some of our clients. Some of our older clients may have never actually seen this view before because it's one that we introduced relatively recently. And finally, we have the map view. So this map view is still in beta because we don't have the full routing and mileage capabilities that we want in here, but we have some big plans for this view. So this gives you a visualization on the map of where your appointments are for the day. This view is quite useful if you're trying to book out an appointment, let's say 3 weeks in advance, and you don't know which team that you want to assign to it. You can just take a look at the map view. You can see where all of your appointments are for that day and who is already assigned to them. And then you can quickly get an idea for, okay, this is the team that I want to place there. So between all of those views, you should be able to cover just about every scheduling situation that you could possibly run into while running your maid service. At this point, I'm going to show you a couple of the quick sections that you'll familiarize yourself quite quickly with in ZenMaid, but you actually won't visit too often once you're up and running. So first, we're going to look at the contact section. This allows you to just click into anyone's profile. So if we just find me on the list right here, we can click here and my profile will quickly load. It will immediately give you more information on the client that you're looking at. You can track the marketing source, which will be shown a little bit later on and how that relates to ZenMaid's reporting. You can have multiple service addresses. You can track the amount of revenue that each customer has paid you, as well as if they have an unpaid balance. And then you have the custom fields that I touched on during the appointment setup, as well as notes, the regular day of cleaning, and then a scheduled service history with past and future appointments, as well as invoices and a change log. And then we also just have a nice little section down here at the bottom so that any information that you have not filled out is not just kind of getting in the way when you're trying to quickly look at a profile and find the information that you need to. Really quick note here that I've seen recommended by ZenMaid customers is with the custom field section, a lot of people set this up in the order that they collect information from their clients over the phone, so that when somebody calls in, all of the custom fields are already ordered for them to just go through and step by step get the information that they need to then provide a quote or to actually book the cleaning. That may not sound like a huge deal right now if it's just you running the maid service, but this sort of standardization is what makes it easier for you as the owner or the office manager to work with other office managers inside the system and to standardize everything that you do when you're selling clients, and of course just standardize everything in the maid service so you get as consistent as humanly possible. Next up, wanted to show you guys a quick cleaner example. So if you look here, this is the cleaner section of ZenMaid with all of your cleaners and office managers, essentially your staff section. So you can see everyone that is active on your calendar. You can also check inactive cleaners or all of your cleaners. So if we open up one of the cleaners profiles, you can quickly see similar information to the clients, but of course more focused on the cleaner. So you can see that they're a cleaner and not an office manager. You've got their phone number and other contact information. You can see their recurring jobs. Typically, your average cleaner is going to be able to handle about 16 recurring jobs, I believe. 15 to 16 is around where they're going to get overwhelmed. Of course, depending on whether or not they're doing a lot of weekly, a lot of monthly, it'll vary, but somewhere around there. If you have teams of 2, once they hit about that 30 recurring jobs mark, you probably want to start looking for new for new cleaners to help fill out your workforce. So one of the future things that we're going to do with ZenMaid is try to help predict when those times are coming so that you can get an alert letting you know, hey, you may want to restart your hiring process. On the right side, you've got the pay rate and the job estimation. So with the pay rate, I'm going to show payroll next, but with pay rate, you can pay in ZenMaid, you can pay an hourly rate, you can give them a revenue share. So in this case, we have a 40% revenue share. Typically, it's 38 to 42% that you typically will share with your employees if you're doing it that way. It can be considerably higher if you're working with independent contractors who are paying for their own supplies, but in this case, we have 40%. You can also set up flat rate and variable rate pay for your cleaners. And then here we have the man-hour cost that if you have like an independent contractor that when they work, you charge $50 an hour for their time because you're paying them, $35 an hour. These are all just example numbers. You can actually set that. And then when they're assigned to an appointment, it'll factor that in with the cost. Down below, we have the typical notes and custom fields. You can see there's no information on this example cleaner, but you can have an emergency contact number, contact name, their availability, when they were actually hired, what their title is, if they have like a specific title that's field manager or like, team lead, head cleaner. We are going to be adding in more of those sort of roles into ZenMaid coming soon. And then down at the bottom, you have a calendar similar to the ones that we've shown before that just shows the appointments for this one specific cleaner. And so that pretty much summarizes how you work with the clients and with the cleaners inside ZenMaid. So next, we're going to move on to payroll. Obviously, I just touched on the different ways that ZenMaid can help you to calculate your employees or your independent contractors' wages. So with payroll, all you're going to do is set the date range of the payroll that you want to set. So in this case, we're just running it for today. I'm just going to click on Run Payroll. And what you'll see is in this example account, we have multiple ways of compensating the different employees. To just show a couple quick examples. So at the top, it tells you what were the scheduled hours for this time period, and then what were the clocked hours. So for the times that your employees actually or independent contractors actually clocked in and out of the system, it tells you if there's any like discrepancies there, which oftentimes there will be because we're not going to be scheduling perfectly every time. So for Abigail Adams, for example, she worked for 4 hours at $25 an hour. So the wages are $100. And if I click in here, you can see just more details with the summary, a breakdown of all of the individual appointments, as well as the ability to add an appointment note. You can even click on view or add an assignment note. Sorry, you can view appointment notes, which will pop up here on the right side. So you can just quickly see all of the appointment details in case you left yourself a note about something that had to do with payroll. And it even tells you whether or not a tip was collected for the cleaning in question, and then gives you the total right there. So if we look through some of the others, you can see for Timothy Upton, for example, it was only $50 that was paid out, and that was for a 40% revenue share. So there must have been an appointment or a couple of appointments in these three that added up to what, $105, $110 in total revenue collected. So the wages are reflective of that for Timothy here. And so you will just quickly go through and click the couple of buttons that I've just shown to generate these numbers. And then all you have to do is confirm that each of these are correct. And then when you're done with that, all you do is you click on Approve Payroll, and it will automatically finalize all of these numbers. It'll lock the appointment so you can't generate and pay people for multiple appointments by accident. And then from here, all that you're going to do is take this information over to your payroll software. So whether that's QuickBooks, whether that's FreshBooks, whether you're using ADP in a proper payroll solution, you're just going to take this information over to them or to your accountant, and now they have all the numbers that they need to quickly figure out what are the taxes, what are the withholdings, all of that stuff. Just because ZenMaid works with maid services all over the world, we can't take into account those sorts of things just yet. So we make it really easy for you guys to get this information to the systems that you need without having to do double data entry. As you can see on screen right now as well, you can also quickly send an email to all of your cleaners to let them know of the payouts that they've just been slated to receive. So I'm going to cancel this now and not send these emails, but now you can see the finalized payroll. And then the last thing to show here is if we click on print, it will give us a PDF report of the payroll. So depending on how you do that, there's a summary of everything, and then each one of the individual cleaners gets their own printout that you can give to them. And so you can see we automatically have a signature and date section down at the bottom. That's just because some of our maid services that have signed up with ZenMaid over the years want to have those signed off by the cleaners before they get paid. If you're doing direct deposit, or if you've got a payroll company, then you probably don't need that, but we've made it ultra easy for you to distribute this information, make sure that everything is correct, and just make sure that you're not overpaying, underpaying, or causing problems to anyone else along the way. And that's ZenMaid Payroll. Awesome. So your cleaners have now been paid for the work that they have done. So now I want to jump into one of the favorite features here in ZenMaid that's used by customers literally around the globe. And those are the ZenMaid booking forms. So you have the booking section here of ZenMaid. You can see all of the bookings that you have in this account. There's obviously none, but you'd see all of your bookings here that when you wake up each morning, you'd have an email, or you could click into this section and you could see new bookings or booking requests that have been made while you've been sleeping, which is honestly a pretty magical feeling for any business owner, and I think particularly for cleaning business owners like us. So this is an example form that we're now looking at, that these forms are meant to be very flexible to fit how you want to use these to run your business. So you can see a couple of things here. The first thing is you can show a price that you see on the right side in this area. If you don't want to show a price, if you want to give your estimates over the phone, if you just want more information, then you have the option to hide that in the settings. You can also do this as a true booking form where it allows people to actually pay on the spot with their price estimate and will allow them to place themselves directly onto your calendar. My personal preference was I didn't want anyone placing themselves on our calendar without our review of the information and the actual schedule to see who's available when. So that wasn't something that we personally did. But if that's the case for you, then you can turn this into more of a booking request form, and you can still show a price if you want to, and you can even collect credit card information and charge the cards automatically, but none of that is required. So if you prefer to do a booking request form, then you can not show any of this information, and you can just use this form to collect information on the client that needs your help. How many bedrooms have been need to be cleaned? How many bathrooms need to be cleaned? How large is the property? You can ask them to either provide the number of man hours that they want to book, or you can ask them to estimate the number of man hours that they think cleaning the home will take. That can oftentimes give you some interesting information. And then of course they can choose the date that they'd like service. They can select a time if you want to have that. And they can even choose if they want one-time, weekly, recurring, every 2 weeks, monthly, etc., as well as adding in any service extras. And then all they do is they click book now. You wake up with a booking request or an actual booking in your inbox, which again is a pretty amazing to experience. And your clients will get a booking confirmation or a booking details, like a booking request confirmation that lets them know that you've received their request with all of their details for them to quickly confirm or to reply to you quickly, so that they can let you know if they misclicked something, if there was any other additional information that they left out. One of my favorite things that I've seen done by Courtney, who I mentioned earlier in the presentation, is she will ask people on a scale of 1 to 10, how dirty would you rate your home? And my favorite thing about that is that whatever they say out of 10, they automatically add 2 to that score. So if they say that it's like, it's not that bad, it's only like a 5 out of 10, they're going to go in and be providing an estimate, assuming that it's going to be a 7 out of 10, because the vast majority of people are going to underestimate how dirty their home is. So those are the ZenMaid booking forms. I highly recommend that you contact the support team and play around with this, get this set up once you are in your ZenMaid trial. And next, we're going to show you reports and how ZenMaid can help you to know your numbers and run a more optimized cleaning business. We're now looking at the reports screen in ZenMaid, and honestly, there's too many of them to go through to show on a quick demo like this, but some of the fan favorites are the Marketing Maximizer report that shows you where the different leads that you have are coming from, that we showed on the customer profiles. You can mark down what the marketing source is, and then we provide a full funnel breakdown so you can see, for example, are Yelp leads wasting your time or converting at a much lower percentage than leads that you're getting from Google LSA or from Yellow Pages or from flyers that you're putting out or door hangers and whatever it might be. And that's really cool because it helps you to track not just how many people that you generate as leads that become customers, but you also get to see how many people become one-time customers, become recurring customers, and how many people churn out later on. So you can see here on the screen, there's quite a few different reports that we offer, but the main thing that I actually wanted to emphasize here for the demo is that we recently made it possible for you to export all of your data from ZenMaid in very user-friendly ways. So you can actually run essentially any report that you want to by taking the numbers that are available to you in ZenMaid and using those just with a little bit of spreadsheet manipulation to generate essentially any report that you want to. So we did that recently to help you guys to have the flexibility to do absolutely everything that you need. But then what's cool is that behind the scenes, we're getting feedback from amazing maid service owners just like you, and we're seeing how they're using these exports to create their own reports to see if we can bring that into the ZenMaid software and help you guys to visualize it in an even simpler way. So this is a section that's only going to get stronger and stronger over the years. All right, guys, that concludes the ZenMaid demo. I really hope that this presentation has showed you how you can transform your maid service in such a short period of time. So if you're ready to get started, head over to the main website at get.zenmaid.com and go ahead and register for your free trial. Once you get inside the software, you're going to see the purple bar right now that's at the top of the screen. That's going to allow you to set up a meeting with the ZenMaid team. We have multiple maid service owners, former maid service owners, former office managers, people who are actually inside the cleaning industry that are available to help you out when you need assistance. So just go ahead, get started there. And just to quickly touch on what we started the presentation with of the other ways that you can get help, because I really want to emphasize that ZenMaid makes it easier than any other company on the market for you to actually get started and to actually be successful with the software. So between the knowledge base, between our feedback forum, between our amazing support team, as well as all of the video help and just other assistance that we can provide for you guys, our goal is that no matter how technical or non-technical you are, you're going to find success, and that your maid service and your business and your life are going to be more amazing on a day-to-day basis as soon as you get up and running on our software. So head over to zenmaid.com, and of course, if you got any questions, drop us a note at support@zenmaid.com. Have a great day, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.